This is the oocyte of Drosophila melanogaster having a nucleus on its posterior side. The oocyte is surrounded by a layer of somatic follicle cells. The follicle cells are epithelial cells in nature. Beside the oocyte and follicle cells, some interconnected nerve cells are also present. During oogenesis, as the oocyte volume increases, the posteriorly present nucleus is pushed by the growing microtubules to an anterior dorsal position. If we will take a closer look at this anterior dorsal region, the place where the nucleus is now located, then it will look like this. After the migration of nucleus, a signaling event takes place. This signaling event affects both dorsal follicle cell fat and ventral follicle cell fat. First of all, we will discuss about the dorsal cell fat. During the signaling event, the Gurkhan genes present in the oocyte nucleus are transcribed to form mRNA. These mRNAs are called as Gurkhan mRNAs. The Gurkhan mRNAs are localized between the oocyte nucleus and oocyte cell membrane. The localized Gurkhan mRNA then undergoes translation to produce Gurkhan protein. This Gurkhan protein forms an anterior-posterior gradient along the dorsal surface of the oocyte. On the dorsal side, every follicle cell's plasma membrane has torpedo receptor. The Gurkhan protein binds to the torpedo receptor. This binding activates the torpedo receptor. The Gurkhan protein can diffuse only a short distance. So, the Gurkhan protein is received by only the follicle cells closest to the oocyte nucleus. The active torpedo receptor stimulates the dorsal follicle cells. As a result, each Gurkhan protein receiving follicle cell undergoes differentiation to produce a dorsal morphology, means the follicle cells become more columnar. This establishes the dorsal ventral polarity in the follicle cell layer that surrounds the growing oocyte. The active torpedo receptor activates a transcription factor called as mirror. The active mirror then represses the expression of pipe gene in the nucleus of dorsal follicle cell. So, an inhibition of pipe protein synthesis can be seen in the follicle cells having a torpedo Gurkhan protein complex. Now, let us discuss about the ventral follicle cell fat. As no Gurkhan protein diffuses to the ventral side, the only ventral follicle cells begin to synthesize pipe protein. The pipe proteins causes the formation of sulfated vitelline membrane proteins. As a result, the ventral vitelline envelope is modified. At a slightly later stage of development, let us take a cross-section of the embryo. This cross-section contains a centralized embryo. To the dorsal portion of the embryo, some dorsalized follicle cells are present. A perivitelline space can be seen surrounding the developing embryo and all follicle cells. A ventralized vitelline membrane is also present in this cross-section. If we will focus on the ventral region of this cross-section, we can see that the vitelline membrane has many sulfated vitelline membrane protein and perivitelline space contains a protein called as GD or gastrulation defective. These sulfated vitelline membrane proteins bind to the GD. The uncleaved inactive SNAC protein then binds to the GD. The GD then cleaves the uncleaved inactive snake to form a cleaved active snake. The cleaved part of the snake protein is then liberated. The uncleaved inactive ester protein binds to the protein complex containing cleaved active snake, GD, and sulfated vitelline membrane protein. The uncleaved ester protein is cleaved to form cleaved active ester. Perivitelline space also contains uncleaved inactive spazole protein. The cleaved active ester then binds to the uncleaved inactive spazole. The cleaved active ester cleaves the uncleaved inactive spazole to form cleaved active spazole. The embryonic cell membrane has some inactive toll receptor. The cleaved active spazole binds to the inactive toll receptor protein. As a result of this binding, the inactive toll receptor becomes active. The active toll receptor then activates proteins like tube and pele. The active tube and pele then phosphorylate a cactus protein bound to the dorsal protein in the cytosol of embryonic cell. After this phosphorylation, the cactus is released and degraded. The freed dorsal protein enters the nucleus of the embryo cell. As the dorsal protein enters the nucleus, the embryo cell becomes ventralized. Please like, subscribe, and share.